Welcome to the sports edition of Then and Now Insights, where we celebrate the legends, history, and achievements in the world of sports. Join us as we honor the past and present of athletic excellence and the individuals who have left an indelible mark on the world stage. Ayrton Senna was born on March 21, 1960, in São Paulo, Brazil. He was active in Formula One from 1984 until his untimely death in 1994. Senna raced for several teams, including Toleman, Lotus, McLaren, and Williams. He is best known for his time with McLaren, where he won 3 world championships in 1988, 1990, and 1991. Over his career, Senna achieved 41 Grand Prix wins and 65 pole positions. His exceptional skill in wet conditions and his fierce competitive spirit earned him a legendary status in motorsport. Senna was posthumously inducted into various halls of fame and remains celebrated for his contributions to racing.
He was being very experienced. Yesterday he showed a bit of an experience. He was a bit untidy with the car in, as it were, trying too hard. He was pushing too hard, got a bit ragged and didn't go very well. His opening lap here today when he had his first run was very much better, and he looks pretty smooth this time because he's got something like just over half a second, or just under half a second I should say, to make up on Nigel Mansell, and believe me, he'll be very keen to get another pole position. So Ayrton Senna absolutely on the limit. Into the apex, getting the line through the corner, making the corner, smoothing it out as best he can, just clipping the curb there on the inside and then sliding it out to the exit, riding up the curb. And this is sensational. And I have to say, I don't think anybody's going to beat that. If I hadn't to put money on it, I'd say that won't be beaten today.
Alain Prost, born on February 24, 1955 in Lorette, France, is a retired French racing driver and a 4-time Formula One world champion. His active years in Formula One spanned from 1980 to 1993. During his career, Prost drove for several teams, including McLaren, Renault, Ferrari, and Williams. He achieved 51 Grand Prix victories, making him one of the most successful drivers in the history of the sport. Prost won the World Championship in 1985, 1986, 1989, and 1993. Known for his strategic approach and smooth driving style, he earned the nickname The Professor. His contributions to motorsport have been recognized with numerous awards, including induction into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. Nelson Piquet, born on August 17, 1952 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is a retired Brazilian racing driver and a three-time Formula One world champion. His active years in Formula One were from 1978 to 1991. Piquet raced for several teams, including Ensign, McLaren, Brabham, Williams, Lotus, and Benetton. Throughout his career, he achieved 23 Grand Prix victories. Piquet won the World Championship in 1981, 1983, and 1987. Known for his technical skills and adaptability, he was an influential figure in the sport. His achievements have been honored with various accolades, and he remains a prominent figure in the history of Formula One racing.
There's a car in front of him which he will clear, and this is a very, very quick one indeed, and according to my timing, it's 1:07.04, and if that is right or near it, it's Piquet for pole.
Nigel Mansell, born on August 8, 1953, in Upton-upon-Severn, England, is a retired British racing driver who won both the Formula One World Championship and the Kart IndyCar World Series. His Formula One career spanned from 1980 to 1992 and briefly in 1994 and 1995. Mansell raced for teams including Lotus, Williams, Ferrari, and McLaren. He achieved 31 Grand Prix victories and clinched the World Championship in 1992 with Williams. Known for his aggressive driving style and determination, Mansell also became the Kart IndyCar World Series champion in 1993, making him the only driver to hold both titles simultaneously. His contributions to motorsport have earned him numerous awards and a lasting legacy in racing history.
Turning in, second, third, fourth, fifth, keeping the boost high up, and now just hoping that we get to that start and finish line just that little bit quicker.
There it is, a 1:38.555. That is the fastest ever lap around the streets of Surfers Paradise.
Niki Lauda, born on February 22, 1949 in Vienna, Austria, was a legendary Formula One driver and three-time world champion. His active years in Formula One were from 1971 to 1979 and then from 1982 to 1985. Lauda raced for teams such as March, BRM, Ferrari, Brabham, and McLaren. Throughout his career, he secured 25 Grand Prix victories. Lauda won the World Championship in 1975 and 1977 with Ferrari, and in 1984 with McLaren. Renowned for his exceptional technical understanding and resilience, he made a remarkable recovery from a near-fatal crash in 1976. His achievements in motorsport have been widely recognized, and he left an indelible mark on the sport. Gerhard Berger, born on August 27, 1959 in Wörgl, Austria, is a former Formula One racing driver known for his speed and charisma. His active years in Formula One spanned from 1984 to 1997. Berger competed for several teams, including ATS, Arrows, Benetton, Ferrari, and McLaren. Over his career, he achieved 10 Grand Prix victories. While Berger never won a world championship, he was a consistent and respected competitor in the sport. Known for his technical feedback and strong performances, particularly in wet conditions, Berger has remained a prominent figure in motorsport, later taking on roles such as the head of BMW's motorsport activities and a co-owner of Scuderia Toro Rosso.
30 miles an hour, fourth gear, up through the semi-automatic box. Berger got wide. Now he's got his chance. Now he must get by now. Berger got wide. He threw some sparks up from those curbs. Berger trying to squeeze him a bit, but giving him a bit of room. No, he should be about by. Now, unless Blundell breaks too early, he's got the inside line for the chicane. He really ought to get through. Berger's not going to give up, though. Berger is not giving up. But, no, that was very nice driving. Good driving there. Berger tries to look around the outside, but really he can do nothing about it. Blundell is through and on his way.
Now, can I point out to you that while those cars were driving side by side, and as they are now, as Berger attacks again as they come down into the stadium section, and they almost bang wheels, and Berger retakes the fourth position, they're doing 200 miles an hour. Can you visualise that? It's almost unbelievable that they can fight with each other, not touch each other, give fair play, move over when they have to, and get ahead, travelling at that speed.
John Watson, born on May 4, 1946, in Belfast, Northern Ireland, is a former Formula One driver known for his tactical acumen and skillful driving. His active years in Formula One were from 1973 to 1985. Watson raced for several teams including Brabham, Surtees, Lotus, Penske, and McLaren. During his career, he achieved 5 Grand Prix victories. One of his most memorable performances was his victory at the 1983 United States Grand Prix West, where he won from 22nd on the grid, showcasing his remarkable racecraft. Although Watson never claimed a world championship title, he was a respected and competitive driver throughout his career, known for his ability to capitalize on challenging race conditions.
And here it is. And behind them is John Watson, who has got ahead of Mario Andretti. So third, fourth, fifth, sixth men go through. Third, number 28, Pironi. Fourth, number 2, Reutemann. Fifth, number 7, John Watson. And in sixth place, number 22, Mario Andretti. It's Ferrari, Williams, Marlboro, Alfa. And ahead of all of them, the 2 Renaults of Prost and Arnoux.
Yes, Renault's having a fairly easy time of it now. Their main threat has gone. We unfortunately didn't see what happened to Piquet, how his accident took place. But if that was a mistake, that was certainly pretty inexcusable, because of course he was all on his own. He wasn't under any pressure. He was just running after the Renaults, trying to close the gap. And he's been making mistakes recently. I think that's the 4th race running that he's... No, I tell a lie, the French Grand Prix he finished in, as Reutemann having a go, but still unable to do anything about the Ferrari. And Watson's climbing over his back view now. Watson, in fact, is very well placed to tow past Reutemann into the chicane here. If you watch, he's getting a good draft. He'll pull out.
This is the battle for third. And indeed, Watson is he? Yes, he's going through on the inside. John Watson up into...
Stefan Johansson, born on September 8, 1956 in Växjö, Sweden, is a former Formula One driver known for his versatility and persistence in motorsport. His active years in Formula One spanned from 1980 to 1991. Johansson raced for several teams, including Shadow, Spirit, Tyrrell, Toleman, Ferrari, McLaren, Ligier, Onyx, and AGS. While he did not secure any Grand Prix victories, he achieved several podium finishes and was recognized for his consistent performances, particularly during his time with Ferrari and McLaren. Beyond Formula One, Johansson had a diverse racing career, competing in events like the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the Kart Series, where he earned notable successes. His adaptability and enduring presence in motorsport have been well regarded throughout his career.
But he's a great tester. Here's
Stefan Johansson. He runs in 14th place. Not in contest anybody to the front. Johansson driving last year at Penske. I think it's interesting that while we talk about the Penske chassis being in trouble this year, and that this was that last year dominant chassis, that in fact Stefan has been able to better this chassis performance from last year every race he's been in.
This team does such a good job, the Tony Bettenhausen team. They just deserve a little luck, which they haven't had. They almost had a podium finish at Portland, got booted from behind by Michael Andretti when they ran out of fuel right on that last lap. Remember that ball? That was quite a moment.
Absolutely. You can see, too, from the onboard camera here, they talk, and Lynn, you've raced in the Indy cars on this circuit, how hard it is to identify your apex, your turn-in point, and everything.
Absolutely. Just going there, braking going into turn 3. I mean, all of your brake zones are on the left, but yet you've got to basically look for that right apex.
Let's go down to the pits. Once again, Jack Arute, you have Paul.
René Arnoux, born on July 4, 1948, in Pontcharra, France, is a former Formula One driver known for his speed and competitive spirit. His active years in Formula One were from 1978 to 1989. Arnoux raced for several teams, including Martini, Surtees, Renault, Ferrari, and Ligier. Over his career, he achieved 7 Grand Prix victories, with some of his most memorable performances occurring during his tenure with Renault and Ferrari. Arnoux was particularly noted for his thrilling duels on the track, such as his famous battle with Gilles Villeneuve at the 1979 French Grand Prix. Although he never won a world championship, Arnoux was considered a formidable competitor and a key figure in the sport during his racing years. Derek Warwick, born on August 27, 1954, in Alresford, Hampshire, England, is a former Formula One driver known for his resilience and dedication to the sport. His active years in Formula One spanned from 1981 to 1993. Warwick raced for several teams including Toleman, Renault, Brabham, Arrows, Lotus, and Footwork. While he did not secure any Grand Prix victories, he achieved several notable performances and was highly respected for his perseverance and tenacity. Beyond Formula One, Warwick found success in sports car racing, winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1992. His contributions to motorsport have been recognized with various honors, and he served as president of the British Racing Drivers Club, highlighting his continued influence and involvement in the racing community. Gilles Villeneuve was born on January 18, 1950, in Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Quebec, Canada. He was active in Formula One from 1977 until his untimely death in 1982. Villeneuve raced primarily for Ferrari, becoming highly regarded for his aggressive driving style and fearless approach on the track. Over his career, he secured 6 Grand Prix victories. Known for his charisma and passionate racing, Villeneuve left a lasting impact on the sport. Though he did not win a world championship, his legacy is celebrated, and he remains a beloved figure in Formula One history.
Watson, Reutemann, De Angelis, virtually together. From Nuvolari to Fangio, which is where they are now. Then on to Varzi. Then into the left-hander at Le Mans. First gear. Up to Picasso. Fourth gear. Now 135 miles an hour up to Ascari. They've got less than half a lap to go, and Villeneuve leads. So in 6th position. Down through the S's, into Bugatti. First gear. Now up into 2nd. 3rd. 4th gear, stay in 4th, and Lafitte's going to try and take him on the last corner, but 1. Now it's Lafitte is right up alongside him. He's into the last corner. Now he lines it up. Villeneuve lines it up, gets his foot down. And Gilles Villeneuve wins a fantastic...
Mario Andretti was born on February 28, 1940, in Montona, Italy, which is now part of Croatia. He was active in Formula One from 1968 to 1982, with intermittent participation. Andretti raced for several teams, including Lotus, Ferrari, and Alfa Romeo. Notably, he drove the Lotus 79, which led him to his greatest success. Over his F1 career, Andretti secured 12 Grand Prix victories and won the World Championship in 1978. In addition to his F1 accomplishments, Andretti is celebrated for his versatility, having achieved success in other racing series, including winning the Indianapolis 500 and the Daytona 500. His diverse achievements make him a legendary figure in motorsport. James Hunt was born on August 29, 1947 in Belmont, Surrey, England. He was active in Formula One from 1973 to 1979. Hunt raced for teams such as Hesketh, McLaren, and Wolf. Notably, he drove the McLaren M23, with which he achieved significant success. Over his career, Hunt secured 10 Grand Prix victories and won the World Championship in 1976. Known for his charismatic personality and fearless driving style, Hunt became a popular figure both on and off the track. His rivalry with Niki Lauda is legendary and contributed to his enduring legacy in the sport.
Hunt, number 1. Gunnar Nilsson in 3rd place. Jochen Mass, number 2, running 4th. But it's James Hunt, current world champion, who takes the checkered flag. A happy victory.
Emerson Fittipaldi was born on December 12, 1946, in São Paulo, Brazil. He was active in Formula One from 1970 to 1980. Fittipaldi raced for several teams, including Lotus, McLaren, and his own Fittipaldi Automotive. He drove cars like the Lotus 72 and McLaren M23 during his career. Fittipaldi secured 14 Grand Prix victories and won 2 World Championships in 1972 and 1974. In addition to his F1 success, he also excelled in the IndyCar Series, winning the Indianapolis 500 twice and securing the series championship in 1989. Known for his smooth driving style and strategic acumen, Fittipaldi is celebrated as one of the sport's greats.
Emerson Fittipaldi can sense the checkered flag and its $1 million purse just ahead. He ran the last lap at 214 miles an hour, the fastest lap thus far in the Indy 500.
When he comes by here, he sounds like he's wide open. I can't hear him lift at all. Here he comes into turn 2 again, right down to the white line, out next to the wall. Very conservative, but moving on.
The first 5 drivers in the race right now born outside of the United States. This is an international event.
Emerson Fittipaldi continues to pull away from Arie Luyendyk. As we watch now for the white flag that will indicate Fittipaldi has just 2.5 miles to go for his second win at the Indianapolis 500. And there it is. Another Penske car heading into the record book. 2.5 miles to go. Fittipaldi works through the short chute, now into the second turn. One more full straightaway to run. 2 corners the short chute, and then half a stretch, and Fittipaldi will be home. Luyendyk tried to close, couldn't do it, dropped even further back. In fact, it may become a battle for second between Mansell and Luyendyk. Here comes Fittipaldi, Emerson Fittipaldi. The final turn for home, the checker flag, and Emerson Fittipaldi has won his second Indianapolis 500.
That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next episode.